Week 7. You just get better all the time, don't you? Yes. Well, this week we're looking at marriage and other relationships, and we start off with having a look at the history of marriage, and essentially the laws relating to marriage have been around for a long time, although they were not probably as significant among the lower classes as they were among the upper classes. Now, what's that, Robolawyer? You want to know why the upper classes worried about laws relating to marriage? Well, it was not because people were madly in love or anything like that. It was to do with the distribution of property interests and how property interests could be acquired or passed down through particular lines, those sorts of things. The important things, certainly not the idea of marrying for love, is something which is relatively recent. Anyway, the Commonwealth Constitution actually gives the Commonwealth Parliament powers to make laws relating to marriage, and originally those laws were in the province of the state. In fact, the states all had separate laws relating to dissolution of marriage. In fact, if you have a look at the various grounds for dissolution of marriage over the years, you'll see that there have been the idea of if a party's at fault, you know, Robolawyer, like if society considered they were doing something wrong, then that was grounds for a dissolution of marriage, and there always had to be this element of blame. Even when the Commonwealth took over the marriage powers with the Matrimonial Causes Act in 1959, there was still a number of rather interesting grounds we'd consider these days as grounds for divorce. And a big change came in 1975 with the Family Law Act and the idea that there was only one ground for breakdown of marriage, and that was what? No, it wasn't that they didn't like each other anymore or they fought too much. It was something like that, but basically the ground was irretrievable breakdown of marriage, and the way that could be established was by separation for a period of 12 months. Now that was a big step forward. The abolition of the idea of fault in divorce. Australia was one of the leaders around the world in introducing this idea. It was sort of a significant form of social change. The other thing we look at is how the law has coped with the rights of de facto partners over time. Now, originally, de factos were not given any recognition at all under family law because the parties weren't legally married, and so that was the significance of a marriage, was it conferred certain rights and privileges on the parties to the marriage which other people didn't enjoy. That has changed, and we'll have a look at how, with the state of the law there at the moment, both in dealing with the de facto relationships, and we'll see that in some cases it's gone, it encompasses same gender relationships. What's that, Robolawyer? Like the Civil Union Act? No, that was the UK Act, which allows for the registration of unions called civil unions, and we haven't quite got that in Australia yet, although the Australian Capital Territories doing something along those lines. Are you sort of trying to say it's Easter, or have you got a job in the Playboy Club? I think we'll leave you, Robolawyer, like that for the moment. Say goodbye, Robolawyer.